Water bottle process releases 2.5 million tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere annually. Plastic bottles are extremely dangerous for our environment and our planet. They pollute our oceans, they harm our wildlife, and therefore we should stop using plastic bottles or decrease the use of them and the production. I've done extensive research on the effects of plastic bottles on our planet, and I've always cared about the planet and the ways we are hurting it, so that's why I chose this topic for my speech. So in this speech, I will talk about how plastic bottles affect the environment, our oceans, our wildlife, and many other stuff, the problems plastic bottles cause for our planet, and then I will talk about how the solutions that we can use to try and de-escalate the problems of plastic bottles, and finally we'll talk about the benefits if we stop using plastic bottles or use a lot fewer of them and what our world could look like. We'll apply some of the solutions that I will mention. So we need to all come together to stop using plastic bottles because they're extremely bad to our planet and cause many problems for it. My first point is that they are extremely harmful to the environment. According to Jennifer Okafor, the production of a plastic water bottle involves refining fossil fuels to extract useful chemicals. This refining process releases greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, so the process of making plastic bottles increases global warming and affect our planet by heating it up. And this could have severe consequences for us in the future because of global warming, like I stated. And not only that, plastic bottles are harmful to our land because people don't recycle them and they just throw them away anywhere they want. And because of this, our wastelands and our lands are filled with plastic bottle so much that according to the case Western Reserve University making the switch to reusable bottles, they state that wasted water bottles land up will wrap around the earth 190 times. That's a lot of trash. Not only that, they also state that because of what plastic is made of, it will take 1,000 years to biodegrade them. So we're going to have a lot of plastic bottles everywhere and for a long time if we do not slow down production. So not only that, plastic bottles are not only bad for the environment, they're also bad for our wildlife and our oceans. According to the Biological Diversity Organization, billions of pounds of plastic can be found in sorting convergence that make up about 40% of the world's ocean surface. At current rates, plastic is expected to outweigh all the fish in the sea by 2050. That's a lot of plastic that is covering the ocean since the Earth's surface is 71% water. And that much plastic in the ocean can be good for us. And the plastic also heavily affects our wildlife. According to Biological Diversity Organization, again, plastic pollution has a direct and deadly effect on the wildlife. Thousands of seabirds and sea turtles, seals, and other marine mammals are killed each year after ingesting plastic or getting entangled in it. Plastic bottles affect a lot of things very negatively, and we need to do something about it now. It's because it has a very long-term effect on our wildlife, our planet, and our lives. So now that we know the effects of the plastic water bottles, plastic have on our planet, wildlife, and environment, I will talk about solutions we can use them and apply into our life. So our goal is that we need to use fewer plastic bottles around the world. So my first solution is that we can replace the plastic bottles with reusable bottles. According to the case Western Reserve University again, the U.S. recycle rate for plastic is only about 23%, which means 38 billions of water bottles, more than 1 billion worth of plastic are wasted each year. That is a lot of plastic that's thrown into our environment that can be avoided just by getting a reusable bottle. And this just goes to show that it can make a huge difference if we all decide to just get a reusable bottle. Another reason why you should use reusable bottles is that it reduces CO2, and according to Paul Kadrina Lasta, a college graduate, states that even if you drink just 1 or 2 bottles per day over a year, it adds up to more than 720 plastic water bottles, creating almost 150 pounds of plastic waste and a similar amount of CO2. So the solution will be to stop using plastic bottles and replace them with reusable bottles. They have way less of an impact but act the complete same way and the same purpose. So another thing that we can do is to work together and recycle the plastic that we use, found on the floor and everything, and raise awareness of the dangers plastic bottles cause. So we can always together recycle plastic bottles that we use, we find on the floor. This could be an easy solution but have a huge impact on the planet. According to Jennifer Okafor, recycling takes advantage of the durability of plastic and ensures resource conservation through material recovery. These helps to conserve resource and reduce emissions associated with plastic manufacturing. These will help with the global warming, the pollution, help the wildlife so that they do not end up with so much plastic in their ocean. And it's something really easy to do but has a huge impact on the world. So another thing that we can do is what the Plastic Free Foundation says to do is go further with your impact by encouraging and supporting businesses to provide refillable water stations. With this solution, we wouldn't need the plastic bottles. We could just use reusable bottles, since that we will have the refillable water stations. But I want to focus on what they say. Go further with your impact. I believe this is important because we can increase the efforts to educate the public on the downsides of plastic bottles. So I just talked about some of the solutions we can apply into our life, and so that we de-escalate the plastic bottles problems. Now I'm going to talk about the effects these solutions could have if we apply them into our life. If we stop using plastic bottles, we will help the environment, our oceans, our wildlife, and our health. I will first talk about how it will benefit us personally. So to begin, plastic bottles have chemicals in them that could harm our health. According to Helena de Oliveira Soisa, a PhD student in environmental sciences at the State University of Rio de Janeiro, states that the plastic materials that water bottles are made of include some chemicals that may cause endocrine disruption. These chemicals include bisphenol A substance used in the manufacture of plastic-based products, and phthalates A substance. These chemicals can leach out of the plastic bottles into the water we drink. So if we stop using plastic bottles and replace them with reusable bottles, we could possibly prevent health issues right in the future. Not only that, tap water is also said to be better than bottled water. According to Procon, should bottled water be banned? They said that bottled water is regulated by the Food and Drug Administration, requires weekly testing, while tap water is more strictly regulated by the Environmental Protection Agency through multiple daily tests. And not only that, their tap water is just as safe as bottled water. It has a lot less of an impact on the environment. It can be inexpensive or sometimes even free. It tastes basically the same. So we use reusable bottles. We get better water quality since it's tested daily. It's healthier and cheaper and it's for a better cost. So the reusable bottles just benefit us in many different scenarios. Our planet will be healthier and a lot safer for our wildlife. Global warming is a big issue in the world at the moment, and according to Harvard University and research to avoid bottled water, states that more than 17 billion barrels of oil are required to produce enough plastic bottles to meet America's demand for bottled water, and a lot of that product of the oil we wouldn't need it. We lower the production of plastic bottles, so we stop altogether. And with the stop of plastic bottles, at least the decrease of production, or if we recycle, we will liberate the planet of waste landfills, oceans filled with plastic, and our ocean and planet would just be a lot more safer and a lot more cleaner with a lot less plastic in it. We have made progress to stop global warming. So in this speech, I talked about how plastic bottles affect the environment, our oceans, our wildlife, and many other stuff. And then I talked about some other solutions that we can all do to help the issue of plastic bottles. Then I talked about the impact that these solutions and stopping plastic bottles can have on our planet. I have gone over how plastic bottles are extremely dangerous for our environment, our planet. They pollute our ocean, are harmful to our wildlife, and therefore we should stop using plastic bottles, or at least decrease the production and use of them. And I have put a link in the submission spot post of the best rated and cheapest reusable bottles so that you can all buy one. And also, you doing the buy one, you will probably make your money back because of the money you will be saving. So, thank you.